So you want to buy precious metals, but you don't know where to begin. Hi, I'm Silver Husky, and if you're new to the channel, please consider liking and subscribing. If you've been paying any kind of attention to what's been going on in the news, you'd know that the economy is in fairly murky waters right now. And what do people tend to rush to when the economy goes downward? Something hard, an asset, right? Whether it be land or minerals. In this case, we're talking precious metals. So you're here because you want to learn where to buy these precious metals that you're hearing so much about, these antiquated relics that people used to use thousands of years ago. So this video is primarily meant for people who are brand new to metals, don't even know where to buy it, right? However, if you've been around the block, you do know metals, you know where to buy them, etc. There are going to be good nuggets of information in here, places that you maybe have not heard of, not thought of on where to pick up the gold and silver shiny stuff. Now, I'm not just going to break it down. I'm going to give you the pros and cons of each, and of course, alternatives from one to the next. Now, first and probably most obvious would be the coin shops, right? These are going to be local shops. Sometimes they're called LCSs, local coin shops, that you'll find either through Google or Yelp, very often through word of mouth. These are going to be the mom and pops or people who've been in the business for quite some time. And they have a lot of both numismatic, meaning highly collectible, expensive items, as well as the cheaper, lower premium gold and silver bullion pieces. Now, not every city and town has a local coin shop to them. Some people have to drive 3 to 4 hours just to get to the nearest LCS. However, if you happen to live in any location that is both densely populated and has an older population, such as South Florida, New York, California, etc., you're going to be more likely to find coin shops in multitude. Now, the pros to the coin shops are that they are very face-to-face, which is a great thing when dealing with precious metals. You can actually see the person that you're dealing with, right? And in most cases, a lot of the items will be run on a Sigma machine or an X-ray machine to verify the metal content in them. Now, if they have not been verified, you can ask, hey, excuse me, can you run this on a Sigma for me, just to verify that its content is pure. Now, here's some cons about a local coin shop. Many times, and again, this isn't always the case. As with anything I'm going to say, it's not always the case. Many times you're going to find that the owner or the people working there are grouchy. They don't want to have to deal, they don't want to be bothered with somebody who doesn't know about the coins already, and they don't want to take the time to teach them. That's not always the case, because many times you are going to find coin shops that have owners or employees that are very friendly, very excited and happy to teach you and talk to you about what you're looking to buy. The other side of that is that often, not always, but often these coin shops have a higher premium. Second avenue would be through yard sales. And believe it or not, you can find these yard sales on Craigslist, or just look for yard signs that are posted on the corners, directing you where to go. There is a pro here, is that many times it's an estate sale, right? Somebody who's getting ready to move, or maybe somebody who just passed away. You might find some really good ones like in South Florida. And when that happens, they're trying to liquidate everything for a low price and as quickly as possible. So you might be able to get some good bargains there. The cons to that is, there's vultures everywhere, right? You know that there's other people looking for these items, so the deals go fast. And there may be some fakes buried in there. Who knows what was lying in somebody's estate. So it might be a good idea to take a Sigma with you, a Sigma Metalytics verifier. If you have one. If you don't, consider picking one up. All right, next let's talk about banks. Yes, I said banks, right? As in Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase, PNC, those banks that you can literally walk into and ask them for, a box of quarters, a box of dimes, a box of $50. And you take the sweet time to go through it and find if there's any old American silver, constitutional silver coinage in there. Now, those are typically 90%. Sometimes you'll find 40 or 35% coins as well. Now, these coins do contain silver, and they were minted by the United States Mint, and this was back in 1964 or older. Not all coins, but many of them were made of silver. So consider doing that as well. The pros there is that you get silver at face value, meaning that you paid 50 cents for a piece of silver that is really closer to about $5 or $6. So that's a really great bargain if you can find it. Cons to that are it is a huge inconvenience to the bank. And it's an inconvenience to you as well because you have to re-roll them and take them back to the bank when you're done with them, the ones that aren't silver, right? And the other side is that you often don't get a good return, meaning that you might go through box after box after box and not find any silver at all. However, sometimes you get lucky. I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't say CoinStars as well. So CoinStars, you find them in Walmarts or grocery stores. The pros are that, you get free silver, right? You just walk up to it, you check the coin return tray. Sometimes people leave some change in there. Well, surprise, surprise, those silver coins from 1964 and older, they weigh differently. Silver is heavier. They weigh differently than the current clad coins. So they get spit out. And if somebody doesn't remember to pick them up, to take them out of the tray, hey, that's free silver. So the cons to that is there is a low probability of finding it, and if you care about image, you kind of look like a weirdo going around and pulling change out of a machine. But I digress. Next is coin shows. Now, the best way to find the coin shows are to go onto coinzip.com and just do a search for your state. And they're going to show you when the coin shows are in your state and what times they run, the location, etc. The pro is that there is a lot of inventory in one place from many different dealers. So you can find different deals and, you can work deals. You can, because it's face-to-face, you can haggle with them, bargain with them. The downside to a coin show is that the best deals do get picked off really early. Again, the vultures will go through there, and you kind of want to be a vulture if you want to get a good deal. So you got to get there early and get the best deals possible. So I'm going to be getting into some of the online retailers or ways to purchase not in person, right? And note with this, one of the bigger risks here that you're going to be dealing with is scammers, right? Because you're dealing with people who prey on the weak or prey on people who are not knowledgeable about what they're dealing with. That's when they get you. So you always have to be cautious, take everything with a grain of salt. It's okay to ask for references. It's okay to question a purchase. And if somebody's being pushy, back the heck out, because there's a reason why they're being pushy. They want to rush you to make that money. The other side of it is another big risk is the postal service losing your item. Happens all the time. It's almost like they know that there's something valuable and heavy inside of a box, so they cut it open. I've seen boxes show up literally gutted, completely gutted. Nothing's in them, and they are taped to daylights. I tape my boxes like crazy, and I've had two boxes go missing that totaled up to over $1,000. It's painful to have to cough that money up to your buyer, but that's your responsibility as a seller, is to make it right. And that's what happened. Like, these things got stolen or disappeared altogether. Anyways, those are two big risks as we're getting into the online retailers. Now, I want to mention Amazon, because if you are new to coin shopping, Amazon's going to kind of be natural to you. I would recommend against it. The pro is that there is decent inventory on Amazon, but the con is that Amazon sellers have to pay a high fee, so they carry the fee over into the price of the coin, and therefore making it a much higher premium coin. You could be paying as much as $7 to $8 more for a coin on Amazon that you could find pretty much anywhere else. There's also QVC and Home Shopping Network. A lot of people see those ads, or that them showcasing specific coin sets or anything like that. So they have some pretty unique items. That would be a pro to QVC and Home Shopping Network. But the con is that it is heavily overpriced. So a real coin shopper doesn't waste their time on QVC or Home Shopping Network. I'm going to throw in their magazine ads as well. The pro to that is that they have great introductory offers. I've seen sometimes them showcasing 1 ounce gold American Eagles for spot price, right? And that's a good deal. However, you're roped into a subscription with a much higher premium. So they're going to get you later. And that's what you want to avoid. So again, tread lightly with those, tread cautiously. All right, here's my favorite. We're going to talk social media. We'll talk Facebook groups. That's an easy one, right? You go onto Facebook if you already have an account and you just search in the groups for all the different gold, silver, precious metals groups. You join them and you start learning about the people in the groups, what they offer, how they offer it, how it all works, right? The pros to that is that there is a lot of inventory and great pricing, right? The cons is that there are often scammers, right? And the best deals do go fast, so you got to be careful. If you see a deal that is too good to be true, I would say 9.5 out of 10 times it is too good to be true, and don't waste your time because you're going to get scammed. Instagram is very similar to Facebook. You'll find a lot of great inventory, really great pricing. Another thing you see on Facebook and Instagram is something called raffles or razzles. They have all these different names for them, but it's essentially almost like gambling to get a coin or a bar at a lower price. It can pay off, but also you can get taken over and over again, so that's no good. We'll talk about TikTok real quick. The pros to TikTok is that they have live sales, which are very entertaining. It's fun to watch, right? But the con to it is that it is a bit of a slower pace and there's limited inventory. YouTube, I'll say fairly the same thing. However, it's much more entertaining on YouTube. You have the chat you can interact with, and some of the YouTubers have really intricate processes for making these auctions fun. It's a show, right? You're paying for the show, and you do find some really neat items. Some noteworthy salespeople, some noteworthy auctioneers on YouTube would be like Guido stacking Stormtrooper, Silver Dragons, etc. There's many of them, right? Saca, Plata. If you haven't seen them, just check them out. They have really good shows that run different nights of the week. Lastly, let's talk about Reddit. Reddit is a great place for great deals. However, again, there are scammers, and for some reason, the alerts are really slow. So I often get alerts about 40 minutes to an hour after the person has posted their deal, in which case the deal's already gone. So that's a risk there. Some other locations where you can find coins or bars or any kind of precious metal. I like OfferUp. OfferUp's a great place, good deals. And of course, you're working face-to-face with people when you meet them. I would definitely consider, if you're meeting a stranger for the first time, meet them at like a public police location where there's cameras and everything. Police parking lot is a great spot. You can find rare inventory, rare items. However, it's not often that people post things on OfferUp. I want to say real quick, deals too good to be true. I've actually found 2 of them on OfferUp, and they weren't too good to be true. They were really good deals. I'm talking, I got a half kilo under spot, and I also got I think it was 30 or 40 American Silver Eagles that were maybe 3/4 of spot. So it was a really good deal, and they all tested out great. They were real coins. It's just people wanted to offload something really quickly, and hey, they put it on OfferUp and someone comes and grabs it. eBay's another place where people buy a lot of coins from. The pros is that, quick auction snipe, you might get a really awesome deal, and there's a plethora of inventory on there. The cons is that there are scammers, so you have to be really careful on eBay. People sell fake coins all the time. Now, I'm going to get into some of the online retailers, but before I do, I want to mention findbullionprices.com. If you've not checked out that website, and this is what I was saying, for some of the seasoned coin shoppers, they may not know of this one website. So the cool thing about this website, findbullionprices.com, is that they compare a lot of the common pieces amongst many of the online retailers. Now, of course, they don't have all of them, and what they do showcase is really limited to the most commonly purchased pieces, such as American Gold Eagles, American Silver Eagles, Constitutional Silver, silver bars, gold bars, etc. But they will compare all the prices and show you which ones have the best. So let's talk about these online retailers. I'm going to go through a handful of them. There are many, and new ones are constantly popping up. But I want to start with Apmex. That is the largest, hands down, the largest online bullion retailer. They have the greatest inventory. That would be their pro. Just so much stuff. Their prices, however, the con, they typically lead the way with the highest premium. So a lot of dealers actually base their pricing off of Apmex, which I think is inaccurate. They're a little bit heavy on the premium. Next is JM Bullion or Provident Metals. They're under the same umbrella. The pro here is that they have really great prices. They also have veterans benefits. So if you happen to be a veteran, you get the lowest tier pricing. Basically, they call it any quantity pricing on all of their items. The con is that their inventory kind of fluctuates. That's going to be the con with the rest of them, because none of them can really compare to Apmex's inventory. Next, we'll talk about Bold Precious Metals. They are great because they have novel items, things that you don't often find on other websites, really intricate designs and higher premium pieces. But again, their inventory is fairly limited. SD Bullion has great prices as well. They often do, any quantity bulk pricing on, let's say, random gold, random 1 ounce, random 10th ounce, etc. Again, their inventory fluctuates a lot. Other reputable online bullion retailers include Monument Metals, Hero Bullion, Crown Mint, New Zealand Mint, Monarch Precious Metals, and Modern Coin Mart. Please note that all of the online bullion retailers that I just mentioned are reputable. You can expect to get the items that you paid for, and they're going to be high quality, and there's return policies, and they are insured. So that is a good thing. So lastly, I do want to mention paper, right? Paper ETFs. We got SLV, we got GLD, and of course mining, right? Any kind of mining stocks. The pros to these is that they're easy to get in and out of, right? There's no postal service risk, which is great, and no need for a safe because you're not handling anything physical. On the flip side, the cons to that are if you don't hold it, you don't own it. That's a common phrase that we say. It's not in your hands, you don't really own it, right? So if there's a closed market and you need to cash out, you can't, right? There could be market manipulation. You can't do anything about that. And there's all kinds of other categories of things that could happen that would limit your ability to move funds, such as a COMEX crash or I don't know, banking system shuts down, or there could be anything, right? So it's a non-physical form of the asset, which is a big risk. So if you found any part of this video helpful and informative, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share this video out with other people. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.